Time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace, former Ottawa Senator Jason York, and Graeme Nichols.
Happy December 1st, everybody. It is Monday. Brent Wallace alongside you with Graeme Nichols. Welcome to Coming In Hot, brought to you by Bet365. Yorkie is flying through the air, I think, or stuck at an airport, one of the two. He will be on tomorrow's show. Nice to see you, Graeme.
Nice to see you, too. What's going on?
Well, it's exciting day today. Today is Hot for the Holidays, day number 1.
Oh, so, there you go.
This is where we give away lots of stuff throughout the next 10 shows. So
this is the Ellen DeGeneres phase of the program for the next couple weeks or what? I
don't think we can mention her.
No?
Okay. I think she got canceled.
Nice. Nice.
So stay tuned for that later in the show, and make sure you are following our Instagram, our Twitter, or our Facebook for more details. All right. Also, we're going to be joined shortly by Jamie Baker. We'll discuss last night's game. Yeah, it wasn't pretty. Maybe we'll discuss tomorrow's game instead. We'll just move right past it. Bakes, let's see. Can we bring you on board? One Jamie Baker. I know he's busy today, so I appreciate his time. Mr. Baker, nice to see you.
Gentlemen.
What's going on?
I would have much preferred if they had won last night.
You and me.
I don't know where Wally's going to go this morning.
Sometimes the losses give you way more to talk about, though, right?
Yeah, yes, that's the truth. That's the truth. How are you guys?
But we're great. Nice to see you, by the way. I'll just put it to you this way, because you played a lot of hockey games, long trips at the end, especially moving time zones, traveling. Listen, they're built-in excuses. I get it, but the reality is they become mentally and physically draining. And if you don't have your stuff against arguably the second best team in the league, or if not the best at the moment, I know Colorado's really good, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah. To not let them off the hook. This has been a long road trip, but it's been, as far as long road trips go, it's been a favorable road trip. They went 2 days out before they played the first game out west. Yep. So you start to acclimate to the time zone. You play in Anaheim, up to San Jose, back to LA, short flights. Then you go to Vegas, not that far. A little bit of a longer. Everything's every other day. There's been no back-to-backs. There hasn't been a long trip. But when you're on the road, and I did a lot when I was with the Sharks, both as a player, but even as a broadcaster, you start to, being in the hotels, different hotels, it starts to wear down. Now you're at, day 12, day 13 on the road. And if you just look, prior to last night, the entire road trip, every game was a 1-goal game. They were in every single game. They didn't play well the third period against St. Louis, but it was still a 1-goal game. Last night, the first period was actually a good period. They played good hockey. And as soon as it went to 3-1, it was like they lost their focus almost to a man. And Dallas they didn't give them anything. As you said, they're the second best team in the league. We saw why they're the second best team in the league. If you give them anything, they take advantage of it, and they didn't give Ottawa a sniff. So I'm not saying throw the tape out, but I'm not concerned about last night's result. Put it that way. I'm not concerned at all.
They had a season low 16 shots. It was the largest margin of defeat of the season, the 5 goals. I would say it's their worst loss of the season. I'm not overly concerned, but there's a little bit of concern in me, Jamie, and I think the Stars need to be better, and that for a couple of games now they've been invisible. Tim Stutzle has 1 shot in 3 games. Drake Batherson needs to be better. Obviously, I don't know where to put Brady because I know he's coming back after 6 weeks. That's tough, but their guys need to be better. They got to start to produce. Dylan Cousins got to start to produce. Just more guys need to step up.
Because you're looking at the last 2 games. It takes a little bit of I thought St. Louis actually played a pretty good game. And you look at where they are in the standings and you're like, okay, this is a very winnable game. And it is a winnable game because St. Louis has struggled, but they were playing a trap game right from the get-go, like sending one forechecker and 4 guys in the neutral and almost waiting to see if Ottawa would make some mistakes. And Ottawa, lo and behold, did in the third period. But for the top guys, game in, game out, to score on the road is difficult because you're time and again, you're getting the tougher matchups. The other team has last change. And you start to see that impact a team on a long road trip for some of the games. What's letting the team down a little bit is the power play. That's where these guys can pick up their points. Like the power play didn't look very good last night. And again,
did you hear Jake's comments?
Hey,
Jake Sanderson's comments in the intermission was the power play was actually being a detractor from the game. It was and just as you said, it was taking away their momentum in that game. It's the first time I really heard a player talk about it mid-game. He's like, the power play is just killing us right now.
They couldn't even get the zone entries weren't good. No. And that's a strong suit for them. If they've had any, if I had criticism about the power play earlier in the year, I thought, especially PP1, I thought they were moving it around the perimeter too much. And not focusing on shot volume and scoring some ugly goals. They wanted to score that perfect goal, but last night they had trouble setting up, getting in the offensive zone. And when I was a broadcaster with San Jose, they had a good power play for a long time. Yeah. But I always talked about, and Dan Ruzanowski knows this because we talked about a lot the momentum you can build off of a power play when you don't score. So even if you don't score, you build momentum. Like your top players are touching the puck, they're getting a few chances, they feel good about themselves. You're building some confidence, and then you can get momentum from a good power play, even if you don't score. And then the ensuing shifts, you build off that, and you keep the foot on the gas. You keep the other team on their heels a little bit. Ottawa didn't do that last night, so they didn't take advantage of it. That's like a main reason you haven't seen kind of the top guys. They have to pick up some points on the power play when you're on the road. Again, I'm not overly worried about it. Like Timmy Stutzle is still making plays. Like he was so noticeable in the St. Louis game, not as much last night. I know he had the one turnover. He had the turnover, and then it was just a split-second misread. He should have stayed with Robertson. He just should have stayed with him. I was like, and you could see he hesitated, he released, and he was picking up what he thought was going to be a backdoor pass. So I was like, that kind of encapsulated how the evening went last night. Brady's going to be fine. Nobody's worried about Brady. He was out 6 weeks. They've had a couple of tough games. He's physical component. His scoring will come in due time. I'm not worried about him.
So, Banks, one of the things I noticed over the last 2 games, whether it's Lars Eller on the top line, David Perron, Nick Cousins, it seems like since Brady's return, since they put him on the second line, it kind of exacerbates that need for another top 6 forward. And then you look at like the missed shots last night. I think it was like 20-1 missed shots last night. And then it was 11 blocks. Dallas is 9. Like there's missing opportunities, not finishing opportunities when they are created. Can you speak to like how much this organization needs another top 6 guy who can put the puck in the net?
Well, you look at the last 2 games, you could say, yeah, they need somebody in the top 6. But there's been a good portion of the season when I'm like, guys are stepping up. Guys are stepping up pretty well. Like somebody has, like even Nick Cousins, he played better than I thought he would have on the top line. So he was there. Let's put it this way. He was on the top line longer than I thought he would. Does this organization need a top 6? I still think that's an area that they could use. Absolutely. Is it mandatory? I mean, if you look at the guys they have there, you have, you got Stutzle, Batherson. They're going to produce. Cousins has been producing. Kachuk, he's going to produce. He hasn't produced yet the last 2 games. So like that also, like none of these top guys really produced the last 2 games. Zetterlund, he's been better lately. He had 3 goals in 4 games. I know he didn't score last game, but so he's starting to put the puck in the net a little bit. But you still have the Giroux option. You have the Perron option up there. I do know, like in the second, third period, they were, like everybody got it. It seemed like everybody got a shift with Stutzle and Batherson. Like Kachuk was there, Amadio was there, Giroux was there, Perron was there. Like they were trying to do something to get that line going. I think they'll probably go in Montreal with Stutzle, Tkachuk, and Batherson. That's what I think they're going to probably do. Load up that line and try and, get it going against an important game against Montreal. But the problem is, and I always bring it up, but yeah, you want to go get a top six, but so do most teams in the league. What's the price going to be?
It's high. It's
like
very high.
So we can sit here and we always say, well, this is what we want. And it's like, want and getting are two completely different things. At what cost? I mean, the Sens have had the best third line in the NHL.
100%.
So, that's what they have. So that is, it's like, you don't want to compromise that in any way. Like, that is a huge feather in your cap to have the best third line in hockey. And don't think the other teams talk about it. So that also can change the matchups that you're getting and make it a little more favorable for the top lines. But let's see how the team rebounds tomorrow. They'll have a better game. It's still going to be a tough game. Montreal always plays them tough, but they're going to have a much better game than we saw in the second and third period last night.
They just look slow. And against Dallas, I thought it looked noticeable. They just don't have I don't think they have the foot speed for me in the top six. And I would like to see them add a speedy winger. A speedy winger with size, that'd be great, but that's not happening anytime soon.
Right? Unfortunately, they don't necessarily grow on trees.
No.
And people don't.
And if they do, it's 2 first-round picks.
Keep them in their own crop. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, well. Hey, I do have some positive news, gentlemen. Okay? I don't want to be all doom and gloom today.
No.
I looked at it's game 2. They finished game 25 of the season. So if you look back at the last 5 seasons through their first 25 games, and while the Ottawa Senators sit outside a playoff spot at the moment, Jake, let's put up the board. Look at this. It's their best first 25 games in 5 seasons. Okay? They're at .560 points percentage. They're only 1 point out of a playoff spot, which is a lot better than even 2 years ago when they sat dead last in the Eastern Conference after 25 games. So we'll take positives today.
And the tough road trips out of the way, right? So
you missed Brady for 6 weeks. Thomas, I mean, and everybody gets injuries, but that's a key injury for a significant amount of time. Like look at Florida; they have some key injuries. It's affecting where they are in the standings. Yeah. You look at there was some shaky goaltending to start the year. The penalty killing wasn't great. So all things considered, which the goaltending has been better. I kind of felt bad for Ullmark last night. It wasn't like he played terrible. There were just a bunch of goals that there's nothing he could do about. And it hurts. It just hurts his save percentage. So hopefully he's not. I don't think he's the type of guy that gets caught up in that. The penalty killing has been better. And then, you want some consistency from the power play. I think that's an area that, this team is such a tight checking team when they play well and smothering the other team. If your power play is clicking, it's going to be a game changer. It'll win you games. That power play goal per game when you're in a lot of low scoring games is the difference. It's not might be the difference. It will be the difference. So that's one area to improve on. But to be honest, just look at the numbers. They're in a better spot than they've been in a long time. So they've gotten through the month of November, the best they have in years.
So we've been talking about special teams for seemingly over a year since Travis Green's been here. How do you clean up the penalty kill? How do you clean up the entries on the power play? What do you have to do to change things to iron things out a little bit more?
Well, the penalty kill has been a little better. It's about the execution. Everybody was talking about the diamond at the start of the year. It wasn't the diamond as much. It moves. There's movement if you watch. It isn't a diamond. If they have if their defenseman, or it could be a forward, is in the middle of the ice at the blue line, you're going to kind of have to be in a diamond. You're not going to be in a box. That's not the setup. They have 2 guys on the flank and 1 guy up in the middle, but it's about executing where everybody's on the same page. So if the puck's on the boards or anything, or somebody's on their backhand, if somebody pursues that player and is aggressive, then all 3 other guys have to also be in aggressive mode. You have to be aggressive. You have to get back quickly. Penalty killing is hard work. It's stopping, starting. It's tight turns. It's getting up. It's playing very quick and very, very efficient. And all 4 guys have to be in sync. If one guy's not in sync, because the other team has that extra time and space, they will exploit you. They will find that hole. That's what good teams will do and good power plays do. So you can't just cover the slot area. Like, you do have to push the other team, try and influence. Like, look at Dallas's penalty kill. I was watching, like, I always find it, as much as I watch the Sens power play when they're on the power play, I'm always watching the other team's penalty kill. Like, Dallas last night, their penalty kill was insane. Like, they were stacking the blue line pretty well, doing a good job in the neutral zone, stacking the blue line. But when they were in the defensive zone, like, they were aggressive. They were forcing, they were up, good sticks. Like, they didn't make it easy. There were no real easy passes for the Senators when they were in the offensive zone on the power play last night.
Fair enough. One last question before we let you go. I know you're busy today. Is Tim Stutzle's body language has been getting a little bit of attention over the last couple of games. Keep in mind, he's -6 over the last 2 games. Would you, as a veteran on the team, pull him aside? Would you just let him be as he is? Does his body language bother you as a former player?
No. Put it this way. He was accused of not diving, but drawing penalties like too easily in years past, and we know it blew up with Gallagher in Montreal and all of that. And we saw times when Timmy would get tripped up or something would happen and he would look at the referee right away, and so it would get caught on camera. He's improved in that area. He still does the odd time, but not that much, like, he just gets up, does his thing. When you see his frustration, like, that's how much he cares. Yeah. Like, some guys hold it in better. Can he get a little better in that area, not to show your emotions? Yeah. Like, I had a coach, Robbie Fatorik, and I don't know if you guys remember Robbie Fatorik.
Mm-hmm. I interviewed Robbie Fatorik many times.
Yeah. He taught me, like, I got better over the course of my career. He taught me not to show my emotions as much, bang your sticks, get off the bench. He goes, you don't want the other team to see it because then they know you're frustrated. So you're like, they want you frustrated. You're where the other team wants you to be. But so there's that aspect of it. But like, when Timmy Stutzle goes back, and I saw his body language when he was off, like, he couldn't believe that he turned the puck over, but it was like he was just as mad as that he let Robertson go. Yeah. Like, like, he didn't make the right defensive play. Like, he doubled down. He made 2 mistakes in 2 seconds. So he shows his emotion. That's because he cares. So I almost look at it as a positive, because this guy cares so much. I think his body language has improved over the last few years. With more experience, it'll continue to improve, but I don't ever want him to lose that edge. Like, I love that edge in him. It's like kind of Brady pushing, shoving, and doing his little things at the end of the play, or, when the whistle goes and all of that. Like, does he have to do that? Not necessarily, but I don't want him to lose that edge. Like, that's what makes him tick. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, Claude Giroux, still every now and then you'll see him he'll be frustrated, like, do something. Mm-hmm. We see Shane Pinto when he gets a good chance and doesn't score. Like, he wants to score. He thinks he should score every single time. You can see it's like he kind of just does a little move, like bangs a stick or moves a bit, So these guys care so much. You're going to see those moments that they're frustrated, but that's what makes them tick.
Okay. Do they win in Montreal? Yes or no?
What makes you tick, Wally?
how much
makes you tick? And whatever.
You don't have a lot of time.
Don't change, Wally. Like, if you're salty, don't change. Nobody wants you to change.
I couldn't be any more positive. Bakes, do they win in Montreal or not? End of the road trip, 7 games in Montreal. They've lost 3 straight there.
I'm going the power. Like, they're glad they're like close to home. You want to finish over 500. It's a big game. Montreal plays you well. This could be one of their better games of the road trip. So I'm going to say they do find a way. They're going to be motivated. They're not happy right now. It's not a happy group. As tired as they are, their focus will be a lot better. So I'm going to go. They come home 4-3 on the road trip.
All right, good stuff. We'll look forward to it.
Is that convincing? Did I convince you?
Oh yeah.
Listen, if you've played 400 games in the National Hockey League and you're original Ottawa Senator who knows a lot about losing, I take your word on everything. Nice to see you, Biggs. Take care.
Cheers, boys. Hey, have a
Thanks,
good day. Thanks, man.
You too.
You too.
Jamie Baker, NHL analyst, former player. I always love the fact he's one of the original Ottawa Senators. That's a pretty cool thing. And the record wasn't, but be able to do that was pretty cool.
He was good. His teammates, not so much.
Well, yeah, he got shipped out because he was too good.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. First, let's take care of some business. Just hang on for a sec, Graham. I'm going to do this right now. Shoeless Joe's is our proud presenting sponsor today. More information on Shoeless Joe's in a sec, but don't forget daily deals. Burgers, wings, cold beer, great prices. No fluff, just big flavor, 5 nights a week. This week, Shoeless Joe's. Don't forget, it's Monday, which is fish and chips on Monday, wings on Tuesday, which we'll get to because you'll want to order more wings on Tuesday this week. $10, crispy saucy. Big Burger Energy Wednesday. And then don't forget, game day bud deal. Canadian team on the screen, $9 buds all game long, which includes tomorrow. Because tomorrow, Graham, 5 p.m., everybody gets to meet Jason York. We're going to be at Shoeless Joe's.
They can meet us too. They can meet us too. Doesn't just have
people
to be
just
Yorkie.
show up for Yorkie.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's okay.
I show up just for Yorkie, so it's okay.
Yorkie has to sign 32 autographs. It's in his contract.
Yeah, yeah. I'll bring the tiger bomb, get his arm all loose and warmed up.
Anyway, it was a great time last time. You can make reservations. Just call Shoeless Joe's in Orleans. We're doing the same setup, so we'll be in front of the bar if you're looking to pick tables and whatnot. And then, of course, we got some prizes. I know Sens tickets are being given away during or after the show, I should say. So join us tomorrow, 5 p.m. live show and Shoeless Joe's in Orleans. And, of course, this show brought to you by by BEI, Bonisher Excavating, Inc., heavy equipment rentals, aggregate topsoil sales, although you're probably not doing a lot of topsoil at the moment. If you need anything, give them a call, 613-432-1120. Go to bonisherexcavating.com. Also, looking to rent a house, perhaps, in the Renfrew area? Go to BEIhomes.com. BEI, helping to shape the Ottawa Valley. Okay, so, Graham, lots of stuff from Mr. Baker to discuss.
Lots and lots of stuff. I'm with him though. Like, do you put a ton of emphasis on last night's result? Like the St. Louis game to me, it was like that was the heartbreaker, right? Like where it felt like they were in full control, 2-1 going into the third period, and then the wheels fall off a little bit.
So,
and then last night, first period was really good. I thought competitive, and then it just, once the goals started happening, it was just all downhill from there.
So I felt you saw the discrepancy of the NHL's elite to, I'll say, the NHL average, because right now Ottawa's middle of the pack. That Dallas team was, they were all over everything. It didn't seem like there was much room to move around. LA had that kind of environment too, and I know Ottawa defensively doesn't give you very much a lot of times, but boy, oh boy, can Dallas just hurt you every turnover. Like the turnover, all that just ends up in the back of your net. And Bakes, one last thing, Bakes said about can't really blame Linus Ullmark, and no, you'd like to have a couple saves here and there, obviously, but that was a game where you won or lost as a team, and they lost. Through that one.
Yeah, absolutely. It was part of it for me was it was eerily reminiscent early in the season where it's just they're not giving up a ton of opportunities, their chances, the shot count's really low, they're suppressing, they're doing a lot of things well at 5-on-5, and then it's just mistake happens, boom, in the net, mistake happens, boom, in the net. And then it just snowballed. And then all of a sudden it's 6-1. You're like, all right, start the bus. Let's get the hell out of here.
At 3-1, I was like, it might be time to start the bus.
Oh yeah. When it went to 4, I'm like, well, this one's over. But
I just kept looking at the shot clock.
And you know what part of it is too, Wally? It's like every time Ottawa scores a goal, when the opposition comes back, they punch back right away. You're like, oh God. I think it was 44 seconds after Ottawa scored last night. Sandy got that goal, and then an egregious turnover happens, and then Dallas fills the net, and it kills all the momentum. From there, it was just all downhill.
Yeah. Was it the Buffalo game where they would score and then Buffalo came right back and score again? I'm like, can we just maybe not?
Yeah, just lock it in. Lock it in.
Just give me a shift. Give me your best shift. Anyway, he did bring up the Tim Stutzle stuff. I'm with Jamie. I saw a lot on Twitter, obviously, people upset with the way he They perceive him to act. I get they just want everybody to put their head down, skate to the bench next shift. He is so competitive that he's so angry. Like, I'll say angry about it. People are like, well, control your emotions. But I just think that's the way that that's his outlet. And I think he'll be fun. And
Claude's the same way. Like Claude slams sticks.
100%.
He goes back and there's snarl to Claude when he screws up on the ice or someone screws up on the ice. Like there is that snarl and bite. Like they have that. That's what makes them special, right? They're super highly competitive guys. And I don't begrudge Tim for being that way. But I think like obviously he's the star. He's one of the faces of this franchise. And when he's I wouldn't say pouting, but like when he's upset on the bench, visibly upset on the bench, like that's what people kind of like focus on it and draw attention to. And it's no different than Brady coming back, right? Brady comes back, the team's essentially flat for the last 2 games. And everyone's like, well, Brady comes back and you have this emotional response. And it's like, it's not by design, but that's just a narrative that you can spin to dwell on.
Yes. The Brady's back, so the team can't win narrative. I don't buy it. Like they just didn't play well. It has nothing to do with, I think, Brady being in the lineup.
I don't know if I do Thanksgivings at the Kachuk's house anymore, though.
Right?
But yeah.
Well, I think they may have had too much turkey or wine or whatever. But it's tough to you don't skate the next day. You're on the road. It's a little too relaxed for me.
Yeah. And Travis Green mentioned that one of his availabilities where no media was there. He just talked about that lack of practice time, the lack of preparation, how they haven't had opportunities to tighten up their games. And it's kind of, and it makes sense. Like as the course of this road trip goes on, the further removed you are from having these regular skates and practices. Yeah. You can see how the team can get a little bit looser.
So we'll see how it plays out tomorrow. We'll discuss tomorrow's game live at Shoeless Joe's. But we're into December. This December schedule is not bad. 6 games away, 7 at home, just 1 back-to-back. First Battle of Ontario.
It's a little bit lighter, right? Like on paper, you're like, okay, well, Connor Hellebuck might not be there for Winnipeg, so that's good. Yeah. Montreal's 4-5-1 in their last 10. They're not playing very well. Their goaltenders haven't made a save. Knock on wood. Knock on wood, Wally. You better knock on wood.
It's particle board.
Like the Rangers aren't playing particularly well. Yeah. The Rangers.
I watched them. I was at Colorado, and I was like, and I understand Colorado's a pretty good team, but the Rangers looked uninspired. It wasn't very good at all.
Yeah.
So,
and I think they've been that way for a while. Like they're not a strong 5-on-5 team. They haven't been for a long time, but Adam Fox is out. If Shesterkin isn't making saves, like that team's in trouble. And it's always kind of been like that. Like he's kind of been the Band-Aid to cover up some of the warts with the roster construction and everything else. But yeah, like to me, that's a very winnable month. Like you could come out of this looking really good and feeling really good about yourself.
The Rangers are soft.
And Josh Norris might be back on the 23rd.
Yeah, that'll be good to see. I'm hoping he does well. All right. So Jake Sanderson, there's been again, he continues to generate plenty of attention. Although I don't think, and maybe it's a byproduct of the team of late, I don't think he's been very good defensively. I don't think this team has played well defensively, but he is. I mean, he's got 5 points in the last 3 games, if I'm not mistaken. 2 goals, 3 assists. And he's on pace for a career year.
Yeah, on pace for 16 goals and 66 points.
Yeah.
Looks all right. For a guy who downplays his offensive aptitude and the skill set, he's always whenever you talk to him about the Norris Trophy or any of that stuff, he's like, well, I'll never have the offensive points that a Makar or a Quinn Hughes will have. And it's 16 goals and 66 points is pretty damn good. If your defensive game can be as strong as it has been, you're going to make some waves. You're going to finish top 3, top 5.
He's right now, I think, 3rd on the team in scoring. I think he's either 2nd or 3rd in shots. I think he has potential, right? He has obviously potential, but I think he gets to 20 goals at some point in his career.
Wait, that's a huge accomplishment in and itself. But you've watched this team since its formative days. How would you assess his offensive game? Because we've watched Erik Karlsson for several years when he was going through his Norris Trophy run here in Ottawa, and obviously he's arguably the best offensive defenseman of this modern generation here. But when he was at his best, but how would you assess Sanderson? Because to me, it's very, I wouldn't say quiet necessarily, but it's
He's
just
quiet.
very, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a better word than quiet? I don't know.
There is, but I don't know what the exact word is. But if I told you Jake Sanderson had a point every night, you'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But he just goes about his business. He's just not flashy. Like Erik Karlsson, I shouldn't say he's not flashy because you do notice him, but
Like highly efficient, like just efficient.
Yes, efficient's the word.
Like not
Jake
wasted.
Sanderson, the efficient man.
Because it's just like his exits are always clean. He jumps into the play seamlessly, but he skates so well that you know, it's like this goal last night. He just sneaks in behind Dallas's defense, and then there he is, side of the net, and fires it past to Smith. It's I don't know. Chat, what do you got?
Yeah.
How would you describe him, Chat?
All right. So
Shane Pointo. I love that. No, don't make fun of the font. No, that was good. That was really good. I like that. I didn't know if it was intentional or not. It was very good. Did I just make you mad?
You typically make me mad probably about 3 times a show.
I know.
And with
You
your
kind of went out. You went
mad,
off.
my mad at you level is higher.
I know. You look like Tim Stutzle on the bench there for a second. I'm just like, oh shit. Oh, what did I do?
Smash my stick over the back of your legs.
Sorry, Wally.
Quickly, a couple of games tonight. Let's get to we got to get to our hot for the holidays. Okay. This show brought to you by Bet365, our proud presenting sponsor. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app and get on the game. Use code NATION. Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone who has a gambling problem, visit connectsontario.ca. No Sens in action tonight, as we've discussed several times. 5 games going on. Pittsburgh's playing. It's so weird to me. I keep expecting Pittsburgh at some point to fall off a little.
Yeah.
They just don't.
Yeah. New coach. Like that's you just wait. I don't know. It's like they were so bad last year. You're waiting for that
maybe
badness but like that's a team that could start selling assets pretty quickly because they probably recognize what they are. But at the same time, maybe they won't because I know that's
you're not
the hard
selling.
Part. I know, because you got Sidney Crosby. You want to afford him every opportunity to compete and do his thing. And yeah, it's a weird roster. It's almost like they're in like the mushy middle, right? Where it's like they're too good to be bad and not bad enough to get like that highly desirable asset that they need to actually turn that thing around.
It's interesting to watch them play and see how that plays. Like Erik Karlsson's playing well.
Mm-hmm.
Their goaltending, Tristan Jarry's playing so much better than he had been in the last couple of years. It's just interesting to see that turnaround. Can we do the standings for a sec, Jake? As we see Pittsburgh and Philly as they go at it today, both sitting in the wild card spot. Ottawa,
but it's crazy. It's crazy that Ottawa's 2 points out of second in the Atlantic, but they're only 4 points out of last in the East.
And on Thursday, they were second in the Atlantic Division.
Yeah. It's just if you take your foot off the gas for like a game or two, it's like, all right. Obviously, Boston's played 2 more games, so that doesn't really matter that much. But you know, I look at it like the teams that you're competing with, like Montreal. Like I think that's a big 4-point game on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I don't think it's must-win territory, but it's kind of trending. It's trending like that a little bit, isn't it? No.
It's interesting because I don't ever remember a year where you start talking about the standings 20 games, 25 games in, but it seems like it's going to be that way all year, that there's just going to be no gap, but maybe. But like you say, Boston's played 2 more games, so Ottawa has to win those games.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the key. I think like one of the things that you can point to under Travis Green for the Senators that they've tended to avoid those long stretches where they would just drop like 3, 4, 5 games or pick up very few points in those stretches. And like, that's one of the things that's propped them up. But that's something that they have to do. And I think like to Jamie Baker's point, it's like, yeah, they've done a lot of things well at 5-on-5. It's just, if you can tighten up that special teams, and I know we've talked about this all season, they're starting to get saves from Linus Ullmark. Levy Marine's been very good of late too. If they can just clean up their special teams a little bit, get the power play generating, get the PK tightened up a little bit more than it has been, although it has improved, they're probably in good shape, because I think like on paper, they're better than many of the teams that are ahead of them. I think they're better than Montreal when everything's right. I think they're better than Boston when everything's right. The Islanders, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, I think Ottawa's a much better team for. You get past this really tough Western road swing, the schedule lightens up a little bit. You're hoping for that extended run of success where they can actually get a little bit of point separation. But I think that's the key. It's like you got to start winning these games against lesser opponents to give yourself that points cushion, because the margin of error is so small in this Eastern Conference, like you alluded to, Wally.
You think much better
than who? Montreal?
Well, you said, well, they're much better than Montreal, much better than Boston, much better than Pittsburgh.
I think Ottawa at their best is better than all those teams. Yeah. I think Montreal's trending up. They got a lot of pieces, but their goaltending has been horrendous. I just don't think Montreal's built like a playoff team either. We talked about this on the post-game show coming in hotter last night. Smaller team, kind of reminiscent for me a little bit of like Carolina from like years ago, where it's like they do a lot of things well offensively, but when push comes to shove, things get a little bit tighter in the postseason. I just don't know if they're going to be like that kind of team that can persevere through a 7-game series. But that's just
I think that narrative of Montreal being a small team is not what they are. Like Slavkovsky, Josh Anderson, Patrick Laine, I'm missing somebody else. All have like they have some size. I don't know that that's
not in the keys. I just don't think they have it down the middle. Like if you don't have size down the middle, I think it's very hard to win. But that's it's up to them. Prove me wrong. But they're fast, right? And I think like one of the things with Ottawa historically is like they struggle playing against good speed. So that's always something that's problematic.
Yes. So they need a big, strong, speedy winger.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be.
But that's the problem. That's the problem too, right? And you talked about it when we were talking about Pittsburgh potentially selling off assets. It's like it's so congested right now in the standings that it's if you're a seller right now, you're laughing because you're probably one of the only teams that's doing it right now. So you should be able to dominate the market and get what you want.
Okay, it's the moment everybody's been waiting for. Just me, because I like the music. Jake, let's roll it. Here we go. It is day number 1. All right. So on our social media channels, there's going to be this post. Go to it. Just underneath the post, hit hashtag coming in, hashtag hot for the holidays, and like the post. Follow along. I will pick a winner, or I'll use ChatGPT. Pick a random winner for tomorrow, and we'll announce it tomorrow. There are 10 days of this. We got lots of stuff. Sens tickets, Red Blacks, BWHL, 67s tickets, Mad Tucks hats coming your way. Lots of stuff. So pay attention for this one. There won't be one tomorrow because we're at Shoeless Joe's giving away lots of stuff tomorrow. So day 2 will be on Thursday. But look, Graeme,
Nice.
You're a nutcracker.
Yeah, busting balls.
No, remember we said that the Sens jerseys look like the Nutcracker guy, so I figured.
Yeah, no, it was nicely done. Nicely done.
Anyway, so there you go. It is day number 1.
Solid day 1 prize.
Holidays. Who doesn't want a coming in hot mug? Highly coveted coming in hot mug. Not everybody.
They're pretty sweet. They're pretty sweet.
Okay, moving on.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Curtis McDermott. Does he draw in tomorrow?
I wondered that. I wondered if you put them both in, but you won't.
Hasn't played since November 13th against Boston.
I think it's Hayden Hodgson.
Yeah. So who comes out then? Obviously, like we saw last night, like Ridley Gregg's back. We saw the fourth line. I think this is one of the, before the game I mentioned like, wow, that's on paper, that's a really good fourth line. But I think one of the problems coming out of last night's game was in terms of expected goals created and offense created, the fourth line was Ottawa's best last night, which is crazy.
Yes, 100%.
But I thought they were very good. But who like when they're playing relatively well and playing strong hockey, like how do you fit in Hayden Hodgson or Curtis McDermott? Like, how do you do it? Who are you taking out?
And now I'm wondering, do you take anybody out?
Mm-hmm.
The 2 points are more important than any message sending. So there's that. But you got to have some response.
And the guys on the fourth line play hard. Well, like very respected veterans. Like I don't know if you're taking anyone out of the line.
Not fighting. But I like Hayden Hodgson's game.
Yeah.
So I don't think David Perron comes out. I think does Perron not have points in like 3 straight games? Is it Nick Cousins? But I can't.
But he's playing pretty well, right? Like he's not playing bad hockey.
You can't take Lars Eller out. Like I think they move Kachuk up. Well, I would, like Jamie said, I'd like to see them put Kachuk back with Stutzle. You can move Eller down, or you can move David Perron in that second spot, and then switch Eller to fourth line center, move Greg to the wing. I don't know who else comes out. If it's not Nick Cousins, I don't think there's a lineup change.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Right?
Unless there's another injury or an illness or something else. Yeah, I don't see it.
Like, you want to win. You want to finish this road trip on a high. And Montreal struggling right now probably wants the points too, is my guess. Although it is a Montreal-Ottawa rivalry.
It's tough. Like the games, I always find with Montreal, when the game's tight, nothing happens. Like understandably, nothing's going on, nothing's happening. Fewer scrums, fewer everything. But if the game goes south quickly, and with Montreal's goaltending of late, it has happened. And that opens up avenues where it's like the Jack guys can start running around Gallagher, Anderson, But I don't know.
Here's an idea. People are just going to hang up the call. What about Dennis Gilbert in place of Nick Matenpalo then?
I don't mind Matenpalo's game right now either, though. Like that's the hard part. And Gilbert hasn't really played much.
I know, but does he give you a little bit of snarl? Don't get angry. I'm just throwing it out there as the only option I possibly.
I'm probably leaving the lineup the same, to be honest with you. I think you afford the group that won the first couple games on the road trip the opportunity to do it. Yeah. But
I think you're just chasing if you start making lineup changes based on trying to fight somebody. I think the points are too valuable. Although it would be great if they dressed everybody. Because that would be fun just for the hell of it.
So how much, like watching the last two games, like how much does this team miss Thomas Chabot? We haven't really talked about the blue line at all. I thought Clevin and Spence last night were caved. Didn't look particularly strong.
I was going to ask you about their numbers together, because I don't feel like those two have been very good for 3 games.
Yeah, so I'd have to look at them from last night.
Would you put Clevin and Jensen together? Like Nick Jensen, and I know you said it, you tweeted it. I thought he looked pretty good last night.
Oh, he was flying last night. His analytically, like Jensen's numbers since that Dallas game earlier in the month, where he was insulated on the third pairing, like moved down away from Chabot, like his metrics have improved markedly. To me, like just watching him aesthetically, like it seems like his skating's gotten significantly better or more comfortable.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like Spence Clevin, where are they?
Okay, well you get
Spence Clevins didn't do much of anything last night. So
comparatively, like, can you tell me quickly them together overall?
Well, you do it by game. I have to do it by game.
Okay, never mind. There's a couple of questions I've seen in the chat about Thomas Chabot's update. Herein lies the problem of no one on the road to ask questions is no one asks questions. So I don't know what's wrong with Thomas Chabot, and I don't know how long he is out for. Just he's on IR. And same with Ridley Gregg. He just came back to the lineup. There was no question about what was wrong with him. Just he came back. So if you don't hear Travis Green say something somewhere about those players, we won't really know. Do I suspect it's perhaps the same issue with Chabot? Maybe, but I'm not.
But like after playing that puck at the blue line, it looked like he kind of grabbed his, like, I don't know, like his left oblique when he's like extending forward a little bit. Like it's his like upper back oblique or something, left side. But that's just me being a doctor, an amateur doctor from the stands watching a replay.
And Jake Sanderson saying, not Jake, Jack Sanderson saying, Puckpedia projects Shabby returning on the 4th. I believe that's the day he can come back from when being on IR. That's not the day he's projected to return because he's still not skating. Anyway, not sure when we see Thomas Chabot back in the lineup.
Tough blows though, and like Clevin, watching the game last night, like I was isolating. I mentioned this in the post-game show last night. Like on the Bork goal, I was just I don't know why I just focused on him. Like Bork is in front of the net, Cleven's there. I'm like, okay, he's going to tie him up, no problem. And then the shot got through, double deflection, and Bork put it in the net. And I'm like, oh man, like that was Cleven's guy. And then you watch a replay and it goes off Bork's skate. It's just like very.
Is that the one that hit Tkachuk first though?
Yeah, it's just double deflection off the skate, and it's like, well, that was his guy. To me, it's just like I feel like the team could do a better job cleaning up the front of the net at times. And I know, like we've talked about the size and the physicality of the blue line and everything else, but even on the Wyatt Johnson goal where Rantanen fed it from behind the point, where like Cleven marked up, he knew Wyatt Johnson was there, marked him up, but then saw Rantanen kind of go behind the net far side. So Cleven stopped, turned, kind of started towards far side, and then ran it through it short side. And Johnson's got a wide open cage to put it home. But I just feel like they can do a better job cleaning up the front of the net, just marking guys, just tie up their sticks, hit them, be physical, just box them out a little bit. It was a hard watch at times last night.
Oh, it's wild to me just to see how well like Dallas moves the puck around, and I think because they've been through the battles for the last few years, they know the importance of every little stupid play that just matters, right? They just don't quit. They'll get there. Ottawa will get there. We'll see a turnaround, hopefully, perhaps, maybe against Montreal, and then we'll have a good December. Listen, don't get upset. I know you want to panic and hit the button, Graham, but that's.
Are you talking to me? Are you talking to the chat? Yeah, you're talking to me. Okay, I'm not panicked. I think the schedule is very light in December. Like, there's an opportunity here. But again, it's like the games matter. You can't just look at the schedule that Jake put up and say, oh, there's at least 8 to 10 winnable games here. It's like you actually have to go out and do it. I think that's the challenge for this team right now.
Oh, when Nader settled down, he wants to panic, or they want to panic.
Yeah, fair enough.
Before we go, just quickly, Carla McLeod yesterday, the head coach of the Ottawa Charge, announcing that she is battling with breast cancer. She will miss tomorrow's game. She says as she is going through her chemo. Just a shout out to her as we're thinking about her. Same with Kevin Dineen, former Ottawa Senator, who announced he's dealing with pancreatic cancer.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So just he's said he's had been battling with it for, I think, 3 or 4 months. So just a heads up there, that we're thinking of those guys.
Brutal.
It's tough, right? So, and I mean, very positive news from Carla McLeod when she posted yesterday. She's still hoping that she's going to be at the Olympics coaching the Czech national team. So all the best to her. It just shakes you a little when you first see it, and you know what they're going to have to go through. So
Yep.
Also this week coming up, we are live Thursday at the Canadian Tire Center. Graham and I, we will be talking to Jacqueline Belcito from the Ottawa Senators Community Foundation as they get set for December 9th is their telethon. And if you're one of you is lucky enough, you will call, and Graham and I will answer the phone as you make a donation.
Can't wait.
I've been studying my script. Hello.
That's all you got?
That's all I got for now. Hello. Hi. Hello. You got to practice. I don't know what the right tone is.
Oh man, that's good.
And anyway, that's on. So Thursday we'll have Jacqueline. We're also working on some other stuff. We'll see. So it's a busy week here at the old headquarters. We'll get the best show out to you we can. And Yorkie is back on Tuesday. We'll see you all tomorrow at some point, either online, live at 5, or at Shoeless Joe's in Orleans. Until then, have a great Monday, everybody.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.